All right, everyone. Apologies for the technical issues I have with my computer that caused the entire live stream to end. But we're going to jump right back into it. Sharif, you were talking about Smash Brothers and its lack of an appearance at E3.
Yeah. I was just basically saying how much I really enjoyed the 3DS version that they made back when they made the Wii U version. So I was hoping that since Nintendo already has a very stacked 2017, I was hoping that they would show that their 2018 is also going to have some heavy hitters and that they would use Smash Brothers as that and possibly have it on the show floor. And they didn't have it, which was disappointing, but they did announce Metroid Prime 4. And during the direct, they just said now in development. But later, there's an article that came out where they did confirm that it should come out in 2018. Now, to me, it'll probably realistically slip to 2019. But the fact that Nintendo has not made a Metroid Prime game in a long time, in like almost a decade, that combined with the 2D sort of reimagination of Metroid 2 for the 3DS, it seems like that Nintendo is, they're actually giving us what Nintendo fans want in terms of a new Metroid game. So yeah, so I was surprised not seeing Smash, but can't be too mad because we got some Metroid.
Got it. How about you, Danny?
I'm gonna go. There's two different ones, and one is completely left field. But one, I already kind of assumed I wasn't gonna be there, but I was still hoping that they would mention something. It was Final Fantasy VII. I was kind of really hoping for that, although a huge part of me knew that it wouldn't be. And I went there still expecting that's not going to happen, and I was still bummed.
Understandable.
The other one there is actually something that is very, very, I don't know, I'm very, very addicted to. And it's actually coming out of Amazon Game Studios. And I was hoping that they would have something. They currently are working on 3 games, one of them of which is further into production, which is a game called Breakaway, which I'm going to be playing that and showing that after this. But I was hoping that they would have something, and they kind of did. But it was like something on the last day, and it was only on stream, and it was like a 15-minute thing for Breakaway. And I actually didn't get to attend E3 on the 3rd day. I was actually in studio with them on the 3rd day.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I was kind of hoping, because I love their games, I love these developers and this studio so much, that I was hoping that, that people would start recognizing, Amazon as this game studio, because I've gotten to see the games they're working on, and they're amazing. And I feel like they have like a lot that's going to be coming out. And, when I was in the studio, they kind of explains like, yeah, we tried to, but they had Vainglory. Like, Breakaway is a 4v4 team sports brawler, and they wanted to kind of have like a mini tournament over there, kind of like they had at TwitchCon last year. This is when Amazon announced their game, and they had that set up, and they gave that people that feel that esports feel of this is what it feels like to compete. Like, they're super pushing that with Breakaway, and they did a really great job at it. So I was kind of hoping that they would have something there, and because Vainglory and H1Z1 was doing their thing, they thought, it's my best in their interest to really compete. But considering that Amazon does own Twitch, they're going to have a big booth at TwitchCon. And they're going to go all out, and they will announce more of their games. And they also have Crucible, which it's kind of following along how H1Z1 and Battlegrounds is. It has that last man standing survivor thing going with it. And New World, which is this open world MMO, which is absolutely beautiful. And honestly, I was really hoping for something, even if it was like a little bit of a teaser within like, hey, these are the games that's coming out in like 2 years from now.
Right.
And it's more because I just love them as a studio, and I get to talk with a lot of the devs like a lot of the times in their Discord. So it's like, obviously I'm going to want to support them and want to see their product and get more people interested in what they have to offer.
All right. Understood. Andrew, your turn.
Yeah, I try to approach these major conventions like I approach movies, certain movies that people say they really, really don't like, right? That kind of a thing. So when I knew certain games weren't going to be there, I try not to have any expectations. And I was pleasantly surprised when I heard Beyond Good and Evil was going to be there. Yeah. That was amazing. absolutely amazing. Okay, so that was one of my faves. I know the Shenmue stuff, a little disappointed by that, even though I used to play Shenmue back in the Dreamcast days. But definitely Beyond Good and Evil was an amazing surprise for me. One thing that I wasn't really expecting too much from prior to going into the show, but when I did see more of Uncharted Lost Legacy, I was really excited and happy about that, the way they did that. So that pretty much does it for me when it comes to what I saw.
Gotcha. All right. So the game that you wanted to see but didn't would be Shenmue for you?
Yeah, I wanted to see a little bit of that.
All right, word. Yeah, I'm the Shenmue stan in these parts. Man. I get clowned for my love of that game, but it's like at the top of my list though. So
years away. Years away.
Yeah, it is. I'm cool with that. The fact that it's coming blows my mind. So
yeah.
I'm here for it.
It's a power Kickstarter.
Heck yeah. Question: are all of you Switch owners currently?
No.
Switch.
No. And
I am. Yes.
You do? Okay. So the non-Switch owners, do you feel like Nintendo sold you on the Switch at all from this E3? Andrew, you can go first.
Nah, I'm not paying much attention to it right now. I still want a Vita, man.
No word.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Hey, I feel you. How about you, Danny?
No.
No,
not really. Just I don't know. Like I tell Andrew, like Switch has to have 5 really solid titles before I want to buy it, and I can only think of the Zelda game, and that's kind of it.
Ooh.
Nothing else.
Wait, hold
Odyssey,
on. Wait a minute.
Arms?
Oh no.
The arms in it?
No, Mario Rabbids though.
The rabbits?
Nah.
No. Oh, okay.
No.
All right.
I'm never gonna be invited back, am I?
No. This we're not the Nintendo stand show, not by any means. Matter of fact, like crazy enough, like I'm not a Zelda fan. The Mario games I'm really iffy on, but the Mario Rabbids thing is a big deal for me because I'm a big tactical, turn-based strategy game fan. So I love XCOM, and everybody's comparing it to XCOM, so I'm all about it. No, you're definitely welcome back on the show in the future. It's all good. But to close things out, were there any observations y'all made that are, I guess, not specifically gaming related, but more like representation related? Some things that you may have noticed from this E3 that may have been different. We talked on the earlier showing that it was really awesome to see these really interesting Black women in all of these different games. For instance, Wolfenstein, Far Cry 5, Beyond Good and Evil 2. I feel like I'm missing one of them, but that's something that we kind of took away from it. Was there anything that y'all took away from it? Andrew, would you like to start us off?
Sure. I think one of the things that I took away from it was the fact that silence is really powerful when we're watching these presentations inside the press arenas, if you will. So giving me the opportunity to watch this thing and conclude what I would like to conclude from it is powerful. So in terms of having a whole bunch of conversations in between, I didn't realize how much I didn't like it until I got what I got from most of the press conferences. So that's one takeaway for me.
All right, word. Sharif.
Yeah, so in terms of representation, I would definitely say Assassin's Creed, because I was very worried that since it took place in Egypt, that I was like, well, is this going to be like sort of the whitewashed Europeanized Egypt that you usually hear about in history class? Or is it going to be like the actual Egypt where there is, a very diverse group of skin tones and cultures and that kind of stuff? And from playing through the game, I definitely did feel like that they represented that well. And, I was like speaking to some folks that consulted on it, and they said that, yeah, that was definitely a big draw of it, that they definitely made sure that they did their homework. And that's one reason why they did take that year off, was to make sure that they got it right in terms of that. So yeah, I was really, really impressed, that they kind of, had it in this very, very diverse place, in that it felt like you were, like you were actually there. So that was cool.
All right, word up. Danny?
I'd have to say the Uncharted. I didn't get to play it, but I got to watch the play demo of it. I've never been interested in the Uncharted series, even though Andrew's tried really, really hard. And
All right, so now you're not allowed on the show. That was the statement that gets you kicked off right there.
That was it.
That was it.
Man, you're right.
No, go ahead.
I did buy it. I bought the bundle to play through it, but it was just one of those titles where I just wanted to watch somebody else play it. It's not like I didn't want to watch it. I'd rather watch somebody else play it. Now, being on the floor and watching the play demo of it, and just having this main character, this strong female character, and I thought that was very empowering. I thought it was like this one I want to play. This one I'm interested in, and I will put my time into, because there's not enough games that feature, a very a powerful female character for a lot of gamers or female gamers to look up to. And I feel like offered that. On top of that, she's an ethnic woman. And I thought that was beautiful. I'm like, okay. And I was actually pleasantly, like, a little bit more shocked by, they went that route. And I'm like super happy that they did, because you have me, who's never been interested in the series. Now I'm like, you are on my I have to play you list.
Yeah. It can make a real difference, because that's what happened to me with Watch Dogs 2.
Yeah.
And with Mafia 3. Like, I was never interested in the Mafia series. And I hated Watch Dogs 1. But, if you can put a very nuanced, lead of color, which you just don't see a lot, it can really draw me to a game. Absolutely.
Word up. And what Danny was saying actually reminded me of another game that I wanted to see more of, but I think we'll get it this year. Hellblade, which I believe you two spoke of on the show radio in a recent episode, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Hellblade is another one that's, it's a rare thing. They're doing a lot with that game that I'm very excited for, which, having the really interesting woman lead, the discussion around mental health and stuff like that. It's refreshing to see all of those different things come together. They don't consider themselves making a AAA game, but I feel like it's a really, larger budget, more with a lot of exposure, basically. So for them to make something like that in that space is really awesome. And Lost Legacy with Uncharted is kind of the same thing. I'm really glad that that's not just DLC now, as we first thought it was going to be.
Right.
It's a full-on experience now.
Right.
And and it'll be interesting to see where the Uncharted franchise goes from there, but this is a really interesting stepping stone for it.
Probably independent stories would be cool too.
It would. We'll talk about it off camera. As a matter of fact, I'll ask you about the spoilers at the end of Uncharted 4. But go ahead and share all of your social networking and website information. Sharif, go ahead and start us off, sir.
Sure. So if you go to sharifjackson.com, SHAREEF Jackson.com, that'll link you out to everything. It'll link you to the Spawn on Me podcast, which I co-host with Khalif Adams and Cicero Holmes. It'll link you to Gaming Looks Good, which is the YouTube series that I do on diversity in gaming, which I just released a new episode on For Honor, so you could check that out. And it'll also link you to my science blog and all the various YouTube nerdy math, tutoring, and physics and stuff that I do on the side as well. So SharifJackson.com, and if you want to follow me on Twitter at Sharif Jackson as well.
Word. Danny?
Oh wow, you just got me off guard. I just went blank right there. For a moment, I forgot my own name. I'm like, oh, that's really blonde. You can find me on Twitter. Actually, you can pretty much find me everywhere at Miss DJM. That's on Twitter. That's on Twitch. I also am the Steam creator and tech support for an all-female streaming group called Girl Streamers. And you can find us at girlstreamers.com. On top of that, I am a co-host with Andrew here on the show radio, which I think he'll give you that information.
Word.
You can find us over at The Show Radio. Once again, that's theshowradio.info. And we love it there. That's home.
Or what about you want to share your Twitter stuff? You don't want nobody following you.
No, that's not important. At Uriah, which is spelled URIYYA.
All right, word up. Yeah, so everybody get your follow on. Go check out these other shows. People are having incredible conversations, and getting all these different perspectives is wonderful. I know a lot of people have been requesting this type of stuff, so here it is. Go. You don't have to seek it out so much now. We got it right here for you, so go and check out everybody's stuff. But once again, thank all thanks all three of you for joining me. It was wonderful, despite the technical issues that we had throughout.
Thank you, bro.
No, thank you. It's been
I
fun.
appreciate it. And we I definitely want to get everybody together in the future for sure. It was a wonderful conversation. But many thanks to everybody listening to the show. Follow us on Twitter at Coins2, the number 2 continue. You can also hit us up on the Blind Box Network to listen to the podcast. And we have a YouTube channel now, so you can follow it. Definitely subscribe and hit the comment section. Let us know what you thought about E3, your takeaways, opportunities, changes that you would like to make, games you didn't get to see, and your favorites, of course. And we'll see y'all next time. Peace out.